Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Stokes Sounds Off. I'm your host, James Stokes. Given that today is June 15th, I wanted to take an opportunity to pay tribute to Elder David A. Bednar of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, who is marking his 74th birthday today. Let's get into some details about Elder Bednar's life thus far. David Allen Bednar was born in Oakland, California on this day in 1952 to Anthony George and Lavina Whitney Bednar. His mother came from a long line of Latter-day Saint ancestors, but his father was not a member of the church. Despite not having a formal church membership, Anthony Bednar fully supported the rest of his family in their church membership and activities, and he would often step in and participate in meetings and church activities, including various service projects, whereby he was in essence functioning in the same supportive way as other church members did, but as one who was not a church member himself. Young David would often ask his father when he would be baptized, to which he replied that he would do so when he felt it was the right thing to do. Elder Bednar served a mission in southern Germany, during which time then Elder Boyd K. Packer visited his mission and was advised that to get through necessary border security, he would need money. The future President Packer would later recount in General Conference that a young missionary provided him with the money he needed, and later revealed that Elder Bednar had been that missionary. Elder Bednar attended BYU Provo, where he earned a bachelor's degree in communications and a master's degree in organizational communications. He went on to earn a doctoral degree in organizational behavior from the prestigious Purdue University. He met Susan K. Robinson at an activity for young adults. He recounts that they were playing flag football and that he threw a pass which she caught. Susan would later indicate that, incidentally, that was the only time she could remember catching a pass. That encounter left a positive impression on both of them, and the two started dating not long afterward. They were married in the Salt Lake Temple on March 20th, 1975, and would go on to raise 3 sons together. Other major highlights of Elder Bednar's life came long after his mission. Anthony called his son one day and asked, "Would you be free on," and he named a near future date, "I would like you to come and baptize me." He was able to baptize and confirm his father and also ordain him to the priesthood. He spent his vocational career as an educator at several secondary schools. For 4 years, from 1980 to 1984, he was an assistant professor of management at what was then the College of Business Administration at the University of Arkansas. He spent the next 2 years as an assistant professor at Texas Tech University, after which he returned to Arkansas, where he served first as the Associate Dean for Graduate Students, then as the Director of the Management Decision-Making Lab. During this time, he was recognized for being an outstanding educator through the receipt of many prestigious awards and honors. He also had a few ecclesiastical responsibilities within the church at around the same time. He served several months as a bishop, then went on to serve first as the president of what was then the Fort Smith, Arkansas stake, then as the first president of the newly established Rogers, Arkansas stake. During the final months of his service as a stake president, he was called to serve as a regional representative in the church. In 1997, he was among the first men called to serve in the new position of Area Authority 70, which was later shortened to Area 70. That same year, he was also called by the Church Board of Education to serve as president of Ricks College. His tenure there spanned from 1997 to 2004, during which time he led the transition of that college to BYU, Idaho. In October 2004, as a result of two apostolic vacancies due to the deaths of Elder Neil A. Maxwell and David B. Haight, which occurred 10 days apart, Church President Gordon B. Hinckley announced that the vacancies would be filled by Elders Dieter F. Uchtdorf and David A. Bednar. At the time of his call to the apostleship, Elder Bednar, who was 52 at that time, was the youngest apostle to have been called since then Elder Dallin H. Oaks, who had been called to the apostleship in 1984 at the age of 51. Although he immediately commenced his service in the apostleship, he also continued to serve as president of BYU, Idaho for several weeks before the appointment of an interim president. Elder Bednar's tenure as an educator has molded how he speaks and ministers as an apostle. One of his common traditions as he speaks in General Conference is to invite the Holy Ghost to bless him and the rest of us as we listen to his remarks. Since his October 2004 call to the apostleship, he has given 44 addresses in General Conference, which are always well crafted and insightful and well worthy of review by all of us. He is currently the second most senior member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, which, including current members of the First Presidency, makes him the fourth in overall apostolic seniority, and he is the fifth oldest among the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, and the eighth oldest among all 15 ordained apostles. While I have never had the honor of personally meeting him, from the moment his apostolic call was first announced and onward since then, I have had the testimony that his apostolic call has been inspired and directed by the Lord, which I reiterate to you all here today. Given his relatively younger age in comparison to both the 5 apostles senior to him and 4 of the 8 apostles who are junior to him, I fully believe that Elder Bednar may serve as church president, or at least in the First Presidency at some point. That, of course, will be up to the Lord's will and the health and longevity of Presidents Oaks, Eyring, and Uchtdorf. And I want to make it very clear that such a prospect is merely my personal opinion and not anything I can attribute to any other source. I am grateful to have had this opportunity to provide this tribute to Elder Bednar as he marks his 74th birthday today. I invite you all to stay tuned here for my coverage of the latest updates from the Church News, the Newsroom, and the Church of Jesus Christ Temple sites. I'll be sure to pass word of those updates along to you all as soon as I can after I learn about them. In the meantime, that does it for now. All comments are, as always, welcome and appreciated on any video or short at any time, as long as all such feedback is made in accordance with the established guidelines. I hope any of you who would like to share anything will take your opportunity to sound off in the comment section below. If you liked what you watched here and would like to stay informed of newly added videos and shorts, please consider subscribing to receive the applicable updates. Thank you for the privilege of your time. Until next time, I wish you all the best and pray that the Lord will bless you all in everything you do.